Alright, just going to do a quick video. I've got loads of ideas for making my own camper van out of an MPV off YouTube, so I thought I'd do a video of the one that I've done to give something back to the YouTube community. So here we are. I bought a Ford Galaxy 2006 model. They're pretty good, pretty spacious. They run pretty well. If you have any dramas with them, which you seldom do, but if you do, the parts are real cheap, so they're really good to get. I picked this one up for like 1700, 150,000 miles automatic, so it's pretty good. Got a good mileage out of it. There might be the odd car coming past. We're in the middle of Dartmoor at the moment. But yeah, I'll show you basically what I've done. Essentially, the first thing you want to do is rip all the seats out. So you want to take all the seats out. Once you've done that, what I've essentially done is, if you come around the side here, what I've done is took all the seats out and I've built two boxes. Pretty cheap to make. I mean, the whole thing, upholstery, everything cost me 270 quid. Just buy some cheap wood. If you know someone that knows the way around some wood and stuff like that, just ply tops on them and stuff like that. And then built sort of two boxes. And essentially, I'll show you how to make it over into the bed in a minute, but this is like the sort of like the lounge setup. So all you got to do really is just lean the seats forward, two cushions on the top, lean one back to make a couch, and then what I've done with this one here is made like a tabletop. So yeah, if you flip that over like so, and then when you're sitting in the back when the weather's rubbish, which it pretty much always is in the UK, you've got a little bit of a tabletop. So you're sitting in the lounge in the back there, and then basically on the ceiling I've just put like this cloth up, so when you land in bed you can look up at it, and it gives you something nice to look at. Put some fairy lights and stuff around the top as well, just for, you know, because we can. Curtains wise, what I've basically done with the curtains is just got some cheap material, you can get it anywhere you want, and I've just screwed it in to the ceiling along the tops here, and then what the curtains do is they just drop down, and then you just fix them with the poppers all the way around to give you little blackout blinds and stuff like that. So around the back, as I said, like with the boxes, we've got the boxes so you can access them at the back. There's plenty of space inside them. What I've done with this one is I've put some drawer runners on it, so you can pull out, cook on your gas cooker on the top. Just got a normal, these gas cookers are well cheap, like 10 or 15 quid, and I've just put some Velcro on it so it doesn't go anywhere, so you can just pop it down and then it doesn't slide around. And then underneath, I just bought a little cheap jerry can. Again, I've Velcroed that down. Just a little jerry can with a tap on it, so you've got plenty of water everywhere you go. A cool pack for all your cold stuff, and then just pots and pans and stuff like that. It's really, again, really cheap. Just screwed in some bungees, and you just bungee everything in so it doesn't fly about the place. Good thing about these models, these Ford Galaxies, is they've got this pocket here, so you can actually put all your bits and bobs in there. And yeah, man, really, really good little setup. Another little thing that you might want to do, which is what we're probably going to do, is just put like a cover, roll up, just like we've done the blinds here, is roll up a cover here, and you can just tie it up and then roll it down, and maybe peg it in to give you a bit of an ornament at the back. That's probably the next thing we'll do with the van. But I'll show you how to make the bed now. Alright, so with the boxes inside, what you want to do is this is the way I've done it, is if you just kind of look inside, on the opposite box I've put a lip on it. You want to give this plenty of screws because obviously this is weight bearing, it's going to have like all of your weight on it. And essentially what I've done with this one is just put a bit on the top. I've had to cut it a bit of an angle cut so it fits, but just hinged. So all that does is that flips over and makes the bed base. It looks a bit flimsy, but it's actually really strong. We used one in New Zealand and it was much thinner wood, and it's still absolutely fine. And then yeah, basically that just flips over. So you got lounge, bed. That is literally as long as it takes. And then all you do is you just chuck your cushions in. So cushions just go in, and then obviously the last one in there. It's pretty easy to set up. It's pretty easy to make. For the material for the cushions, the actual foam for the cushions, the curtains, everything you see, even the paint to paint the boxes, wood, the lot, come in at 270 quid to make it into a camper van, which is pretty cheap considering how much you pay on the market for an actual pre-made camper. Just takes a bit of time and effort. Beg, borrow and steal the wood. It doesn't have to be the best grade wood in the world. Get it nice and cheap. The material, the foam, I went for a 3-inch high density foam. That means that even if you're leaning right on your elbow on it, you don't go through to the wood, which is really important when you're asleep, because you don't want to scrimp on, like, you know, cheap foam for your bedding. But yeah, with a foam, just make sure you do sort of spend a little bit more on it. Get the dimensions absolutely right, even if it means cutting getting the dimensions of the foam so it's slightly bigger than what you actually need. Better to have more than what you need than less. Just a couple of bits I forgot to mention is this bed base. Basically, when the bed flips over, you've got the hinges for the bed where it flips over onto the top. Obviously, make sure you've got one this side, but you also need one this side. Reason being is otherwise your bed is literally, this top is literally just going to be hanging on these hinges, and that's just not strong enough to support it. So you need a support this side. It sounds like Billy Basics, like you should know this, but I didn't. I'm not a carpenter, so I had to figure this out myself. Just a little pointer, yeah, make sure you've got bases at both sides. And if you are going to do this little flip tabletop lid, it also gives the little tabletop lid something to sit on when it flips over the far side. Silly little things as well, I bought a rug, a really cheap rug. It's like £8, and because when you take the seats out, you've got all of these little ugly seat things in the back. Bought a rug, it fits in pretty well. I got lucky with the size, and then you can just take it out, shake it out, and put it back in again, and it keeps it nice and clean. It's just a nice little creature comfort to have. Other little things you can get is I'll show you in the front here. Just one more thing is these things are an absolute godsend. If you haven't got one, you can pick them up from Maplin. This is a Garmin one, but basically you can plug your sat nav into it for when you're driving around, and it also has these USB ports. Really handy for when you're driving about. If you are also going to pick up an old version for Galaxy, if you're going to pick up an old version for Galaxy, like I've got the 2006 model, it also does have a cigarette lighter power output in the back here that you can plug your stuff into as well. So if you build your box around that, you can plug stuff in the back and have your creature comforts in the back and all that stuff. But yeah, again, got any more questions, put them in the comments. I'll get back to you and help you make your camper. This is how to make a really cheap camper.